These are 100 LEGO sets, and in this video, I'm building one every single day for 100 days straight. And to take it one step further, I'm also posting a video of me building those sets every day. So, no time to lose. Let's get started. On day 1, I built a retro camera 3-in-1 set. I already built a camera before, so I decided to go with the TV this time. I really love this set. So much so that I bought 2 of these and was planning to buy a third so I could display all 3 of them. But I quickly realized it was going to cost me a lot of money if I kept doing it this way. So for day 2, I went with a free gift with purchase set, the moving truck. LEGO released this one alongside the Jazz Club on January 1st of 2023. I never bought the Jazz Club, but I was lucky enough to receive the moving truck when I bought the police station in October of that year. It's a really fun build and fits well in any LEGO city. On day 3, I built my first ever Star Wars set. This is the Razor Crest Microfighter, the set that has now been retired. I found a really good deal on these a long time ago, and I bought 12 of them. I also don't know what I was thinking, okay? I built one, gave one away, and still have 10 left. If you'd like one of these, leave a comment with your Instagram name down below, and I'll randomly DM one lucky winner. Moving on to day 4, I built a gift with purchase set again, the retro record player this time. It goes perfectly with the retro camera and the TV. Well, camcorder now. I took the TV apart on day 20, but we'll get to that. Day 5 was a Sonic Brickhead. Day 6 was a GWP yet again, and day 7 was my first ever Ninjago set. It was a small polybag with only 48 parts. I never watched Ninjago, so I don't know much about it, but I love the fact that I'm trying out sets and themes I would normally never go for. Usually I pick things like the Colosseum, the Sanctum Sanctorum, and the Porsche 911, although that last one is still on my wish list. Day 8 was a Minecraft boat that doesn't float. Well, kinda. Day 9, a creepy scorpion, and day 10 and 11 were Knuckles and Shadow from Sonic. At this point, I spent €91.93 and placed 2,139 parts. That's a lot. And there were even some free gift with purchases in there. I do gotta say though, some of these sets I already had in my collection, so I didn't buy them specifically for this series. But this was 11 days of building a set. Instead, I could have also watched all 750 plus episodes of The Simpsons, back to back, with minimal sleep and breaks. Anyways, day 12 through 15, I built these tiny houses. These are also GWPs, and there's a total of 8 of them to collect. I'm still missing Houses of the World 2 and 3, the bakery, and the candy store. If you have them and want to sell them to me for a good price, let me know so I can finish my miniature street. Now at this point, you might be wondering, who's crazy enough to build a LEGO set every day? Well, me. And for a good reason. See, my dream is to make a living off of YouTube. I love the diversity it brings, and my ADHD is very thankful for it. From writing scripts, to filming, editing, and the interaction with you, the viewers. So, while I was on holiday in Rome over Christmas, I came up with a plan. I wanted to upload a video every single day of the year, and push myself to really put in some work towards that dream. This way, I could also get some practice in for designing my own sets. And between you and me, the possibility of earning some money with these videos is also very welcome. But I'll tell you what I made at the end of the video. After flying back on the 31st and celebrating the new year, I left my house again around 1 PM on January 1st to go to my studio. And there I started building. No real plan, just build, edit a video, and post it. Now on day 16, I added another set to my LEGO city, the Fort Anglia from Harry Potter. Then I did my first mech armor. You'll be seeing a lot more of these, but this is War Machine from Iron Man. On day 18, I added this wheel loader to the city as well. The day after was another Star Wars set. Now I haven't seen Star Wars yet, but I'm starting to like these small microfighters a lot. They're relatively cheap, quick to build, and don't take up as much space on the shelf. Not to mention, they're also great playsets, since they come with these stud shooters. On day 20, I turned the TV into a retro camcorder. And that brings me to day 21, where I built my first proper Ninjago set. I already did one on day 7, but that was a tiny polybag. This time it was an entire dragon. Just like Star Wars, Ninjago is not something I'm really familiar with either. I know it's a TV show, but that's about it. And yet, I get asked to build Ninjago sets more than anything else. What I do know is that we still had 79 sets to go, and already put together over 4,000 pieces. So, time to speed this up a little. Let's cue a small montage. A Batman polybag for day 22. A sports car to put in the LEGO city. The first Fortnite set, the Durr Burger. The Harry Potter Charms class, one of my favorite themes. I took apart the Scorpion and turned it into a snake. A proper sports car in the form of this Ferrari. I started collecting a Series 27 minifigures. I built some flowers, added tails to the Sonic Brickheads lineup, and at the end of the first month, on January 31st, I built one of my favorite sets I've ever done. the Fender Stratocaster. I make music myself, and I have about 12 guitars in my collection. I have a Mustang bass, which I painted red. They appear as Silver Sky because I'm a John Mayer fanboy. A Gibson SG I got for a really good deal, some acoustics for campfire songs, a Squier punk guitar, and here's a familiar looking one. This Fender is the one I started with, in black. Now you see this counter? It's at 7,312. But that's not entirely true. This last set gives you the option to do an ultimate build and comes with a bunch of extra parts. You can't make a completely different guitar, but you can change the color. Let's quickly do that so this counter is correct again. Here we go. Now it actually looks like my first guitar. And that was the first month, where I spent 425 euros and 77 cents. But a big part of that were sets that I already owned. If I don't count those, it was 190 euros. So not too bad. To start off the second month, I went for a Creator 3-in-1 set, the Red Dragon. The nice thing about these 3-in-1 sets is that you can build 3 different things with the same set. So perfect for this challenge. Day 33 was a gift with purchase. On day 34, I built the Balrog from Lord of the Rings. And for day 35, I did the Luke Skywalker X-Wing mech armor, bringing the total to 470 euros and a little over 8,000 parts. And those 35 days is also about how long it would take to complete Skyrim 100%, if you play for about 10 hours a day. Or you can buy the Rithendell set, which is about the same price. You would have 2,000 parts less though. Anyways, on day 36, I did a small Botanicals polybag. Then a Ninjago set. Another dragon this time. A 3-in-1 set, Simba. This spaceship I got for Christmas, and then I did 3 more collectible minifigures of this year's Series 27. Using the Minifig scan app, I made sure I didn't get any duplicates, which was very nice. On day 42, I built the second half of the Gen of the Grey and the Balrog Brickhead set. I think this is a great display set for any Lord of the Rings fan. For day 43 and 44, I built a mech armor and the second version of the Red Dragon set. Then it was February 14th, so I did a small heart-shaped gift box for Valentine's Day. I love how LEGO does these small gift with purchase sets for specific days of the year. Now, day 46 was my birthday, so I asked Julian to throw me a party. The set only came with 1 minifigure, so he invited Harry Potter and Spider-Man as well. From day 47 through 52, I did Boba Fett Starship Microfighter, Draco Malfoy, the Police Off-Road Buggy gift with purchase, the Lotus Avaya Speed Champion, this small Technic Bulldozer, and yet another Ninjago set. But on day 53 it started getting very difficult. I was wondering if I was doing the right thing, spending so much time and money making these shorts instead of focusing on the longer videos. Right now I make a small amount of money from YouTube, but it's definitely not enough to pay the bills yet. And to be honest, that sucks. Shorts don't really make anything either, and in the Netherlands there's no such thing as a TikTok creator fund. So I asked the audience what they thought. So what should I do? End this series here and start focusing again on the long videos? Or do I keep going in the hopes that these shorts are gonna end up paying the bills? And the majority said I had to keep going. I couldn't give up at this point. And they were right. I started this, so I need to finish it. With your support and a bit of extra help from the YouTube members, I could do this. So continuing on, I built Cedric from Harry Potter. Added 3 more minifigures to my collection, did the 501st Battle Pack, expanding my Star Wars lineup. Finished the last version of the Red Dragon 3-in-1 set. Built another mech armor, and opened my first copy of the Batman 8-in-1 figures to build a Bronze Age Batman. After the struggle I had a week earlier, I realized I had to try and keep the cost to a minimum. That way I have one less thing to worry about. So for day 60, I went with the Tropical Toucan 3-in-1 polybag. This was originally a gift with purchase, I believe, but I just bought it for a couple euros. This set comes with 59 parts, and because it's a 3-in-1, I can use it for 3 different days. That's also one of the reasons March was filled with 3-in-1 sets. Day 61 was my first Dreams build. Not bad, not great, just meh. Then I did the Nether Lava Battle, the Year of the Snake GWP, the Exotic Parrot, another 3-in-1 and I even got it as a gift, Gimli from the Lord of the Rings, yet another 3-in-1 set, a Ninjago race car, and on day 68 I went with the Mandalorian and one Starfighter. This is a small version of an iconic Star Wars ship, and there's actually a whole lineup of them. I think they're super cool, and they're usually about the size of a coaster, so you can put them anywhere really. You might have noticed, by the way, that I got some new shelves in the studio. I didn't film it when I put them up, but they were very much needed. because with all of these sets being added, I started running out of space very quickly. This did kinda throw my plan of spending less money out of the window, but oh well. On day 69 I built a penguin. On day 70 I went with another Batman, then a small Technic set, and on day 72 I added another set to the city I'm building. If you haven't seen my other videos yet, it might be time to subscribe. You'll stay up to date with every video I upload, and you can be sure there's at least one a day with all of these shorts. It really helps me out, and maybe I'll be able to build bigger sets if you do. The city is called Creston, and there's a small storyline developing. We have Tony, the taxi driver, Victor, the bad guy, Olivia, the mayor, and Adrian, the chief inspector of the police. If you have any ideas of what I should put in my city, let me know. I plan on combining all of the ideas into one big video, so that should be really cool. Now back to day 73, where I built the aircraft raceplane helicopter. Then I did another mech armor, number 6, a frog, which reminded me of
Does it come with a Lego frog?
the Fortnite Bright Bomber brickheads, which hopefully isn't the only one Lego's doing. I'd love to see a Peely Bone brickheads, to be honest. Day 77 was the small police water scooter GWP set. And after I did Boba Fett's mech armor. We're 78 days in, and I spent over 900 euros. Again, those numbers are shifted a bit since I already had a lot of the sets. But I'll do the proper calculations at the end of the video. What I do know for sure is that we're almost at 15,000 parts. That's insane. For reference, the biggest Lego set of all time is the world map, although opinions go both ways on that. It's got over 11,000 pieces, but most of them are 1x1 tiles and studs. The next biggest set is the Eiffel Tower with 10,001 pieces. So it's basically as if we're halfway done building our second Eiffel Tower. For day 79, I turned it down again a little, with the last build of the Tropical Toucan 3-in-1 polybag. In every video, I asked what set the viewers want me to build, and I had seen a lot of comments about the botanical collection at this point. So on day 80, I took apart the orchid I had displayed at home, just to rebuild it again on camera. I didn't take the pot apart though, because that was quite repetitive and uses a lot of Technic parts, making it not as easy to take apart. The rest I did rebuild though. At the end of that short, I said I'd bring it home again, but in all honesty, it's still sitting at my studio, along with some dirty dishes. I'll take it home at some point. Now we're almost there, just 20 days left. Let's speed it up again. Ninjago, Legolas, Parrot, Quidditch Field, Buggy, Motorbike, Mech number 8, Mystery Set, the New York postcard that actually came from New York, and Mech number 9 on day 90. With that, we finished March and only have 10 more days to go. It's really been a wild ride, building a set and making a video of it every single day. In all honesty, I didn't expect it to be as much work as it is. But then again, I also didn't expect to continue for as long as I have. But let's move on to day 91. On April 1st, I told everyone I was gonna stop making the shorts because I couldn't deal with it anymore. But that was a small April Fool's joke, of course. I went with Hermione from the Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban brickheads figures. On day 92, I gave Julian a friend and built set number 77053, Stargazing with Celeste. I built the last version of the aircraft raceplane on day 93, and Dobby the House Elf closed day 94. On March 1st, LEGO released a bunch of Formula 1 Speed Champion sets. And for day 95, I went with the McLaren. I don't know much about Formula 1, but besides the amount of stickers, it was a very fun build. Then the day after that, I went with Sirius from the same Prisoner of Azkaban set as a couple days ago, and on day 97, I built a small spaceship. Sticking to the space theme, I did the Stormtrooper mech on day 98. Day 99 was the brand new yellow suitcase set. And lastly, day 100. I've bought a lot of LEGO sets over the last 100 days, but a big part of the sets I built were already in my collection. Some opened, most of them unopened. Day 100 is of course a massive milestone, so I decided to go with a set I've been wanting to build for a long time. It was sitting on my shelf for a year or two at this point, so I finally deemed it time to open this. This is set number 10266, the NASA Apollo 11 Lunar Lander. It was honestly one of the best sets I've built, and it's great as a display piece. With a little over 1,000 parts, it took me about an hour to put together. The details are amazing, and I love the little astronaut figures that come with it. But with 100 sets built, there's one more question I need to ask. How did I do? I started January 1st with a Creator 3-in-1 set, and in total I did 17 of those. Free LEGO is always the best LEGO. That's why I did 14 gift with purchase sets. Those sunflowers were supposed to be the field flowers, by the way. But they're at home. Now let's talk about LEGO Space. I don't really know what's classified as space, to be honest. There's not a dedicated space theme. So let's count up all the space related builds. Just like the GWPs, I did 14 of them. Of that, 9 were Star Wars, 2 were Creator 3-in-1, 2 of them were City Space, and on day 100 I did the Lunar Lander, of course, but technically that's in the Creator theme. I also built a lot of brickheads, 15 to be exact. Here we can also split them up between different themes, being Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, Sonic, Fortnite, and DC. There were 8 city sets, 2 Animal Crossing sets, 2 builds from the Botanical Collection, plus the field flowers I have at home, 9 CMFs, 5 DC builds consisting of 4 Batmans and a Superman. I did 11 Mech Armors, some Ninjago, a couple Harry Potter builds, 3 Speed Champions, a Dream set, 1 Lego Idea set, 4 Marvel builds, 2 Minecraft sets, 3 Technic puzzles I should say, and a total of 2 Fortnite sets. In total, I placed 19,870 parts. But now it's time for the question you all want to ask. How much did I end up spending? Well, like I told you before, I already had a lot of the sets I built. I did buy them at some point, but I didn't buy them specifically for this series. The total worth of all the sets combined is 1,316 euros, averaging about 13 euros a set. After crossing out all the sets I already had, or got as at present, it came down to 671 euros, which averages to about 7 euros a set. That's almost exactly half, quite a big difference. Oh, and do you want to know what I made with these shorts? On TikTok I had 885,000 views, earned nothing. On Instagram I got about 380,000 views. That's a lot less, but again, zero income. Lastly, on YouTube I had 605,000 views. That brings the total views across all platforms to 1.8 million. And I made a total of 90 euros. So, today's lesson, don't build a Lego set every day. Just watch me do it instead. What should I build next?